So in March 2016, that's when we decided to start trying, but it didn't work. So months will go by, taking tests, all negative, and you get discouraged. Even though God had already told me even prior to Art and I getting married that we would have children. And in that year, I was more concerned with what I wanted. Not what I could do for God, not what I could do for His kingdom, but what I wanted. And I wanted a house, I wanted to expand our daycare business, and I wanted a child. And I would have my little fertility app, and I would, just became obsessed with all that. And by the end of the year, obviously nothing happened, and I said 2017 had to be different. I wanted 2017 to be my spiritual year, where I was going to do more praise dances as my gift to God. I was going to pray more, fast more, read the Bible more. So when 2017 began, that's what I did. And as a woman, you know your body. Things started changing a little bit. And in May of 2017, I decided that I would stop drinking completely. Because I wanted to show God that I was serious about wanting to become a mother. If anybody knows me, knows that that's one of my heart's desires, is to be a mom. So I did that to show God I was really serious and to get my body ready. In July, and even as DOD had our afternoon services, it seemed like every guest speaker would speak to me and would encourage me. And it's like, thank you, God, because I tried to keep my faith and I tried to believe God, and I knew what God had spoken to me. But as a human, you have flesh, and you still, you try to believe, but it's still that little bit of disbelief in you. And in August, God had told me that when I did conceive, I would have a daughter. He was able to show that to me. And even though I had stopped drinking, there were times where I would say, well, God, you told me this, you told me that. When's it gonna happen? You haven't done it, so I'm gonna go to a wine tasting with the family. And I told him very bluntly and very boldly, and I said, God, if you don't want me to do this because of what you said, then you need to make it happen where I can't go. So that day we go to Art's family's house, and we were supposed to go, and we're looking up the time of the place, the hours of operation. It was like around 6:30, and we realized the place closed at 6, so we couldn't go. So I said, okay, Dad, I'm sorry. I apologize. I hear you. Okay, I'm not gonna have a glass of wine or anything. I'm gonna listen to you. Sorry, guys. Then October came, and God had already spoken to Pastor 3 months prior to October, and she shared with me what God had told her. And God had told me in another way as well. So from that day on, I started believing that I was pregnant, because I knew spiritually I was, even though all the physical tests, all the physical proof was negative. But sometimes we're still human, and we still try to put our hand in things that we really shouldn't, and we should just let God have His way. But so about 5 to 6 weeks after that date, I had scheduled blood work, and I had scheduled a pelvic ultrasound, because sometimes you might be able to see the baby, and I was getting too ahead of myself. So I went and did that, but everything was still negative. And I said, it's okay, it's just too early to tell. Some women you can't tell until months. And I just kept speaking life into my situation. Even though it looked like it was negative, everything physically showed negative, I still chose to sow positivity and life into my situation, because life and death lies in the power of our tongue. So I chose to still, since October, I would talk to her, because I'm sure it's a girl. Even though the doctors hadn't told me yet, I choose to believe what God has told me. I speak to her every day. I told her, say hi to your daughter every morning. And I would just continue to do so. In November, I had to have a sigmoidoscopy done to rule out colon cancer. And in that procedure, you get, it was like a conscious sedation, and I had to sign a paper stating that I wasn't pregnant, because if you are, then you're not able to, have that put into your body, because it's not good for pregnant women. Physically, spiritually, I knew I was pregnant, but physically, all the proof showed negative. So I said, okay, I'll still get it done. And I knew that it was that God wanted to have His glory to the situation. Sometimes we don't understand God. I just want to see physical proof, but you have to trust Him. He has a reason as to why He's doing everything. He has a purpose. So I went through that, and then also in November, third Saturday in November, we had prayer, which is why you guys should come, because it's really awesome. And one person came up to me and she asked me if I was pregnant. And physically, I didn't have proof, so I said no. And she said, oh, well, because X, Y, and Z. So I'm like, okay. Then person number 2 comes up to me, are you pregnant? And I said, no. I said, did you talk to person number A? And they said, no. This other person said X, Y, and Z, and I, X, Y, and Z. So I received it, and I said, okay, God, I hear you. And then person number 3 comes to pray for me, and they're praying for doubt, and to remove all doubt, and they're praying for the situation. And at that exact moment, I felt it come to completion in my womb, and I accepted and I received God. And I went home that night, and God confirmed it to me as well. And He had showed me that it wouldn't be too much longer until I could see physical proof. So I said, even that day, I still took a pregnancy test. Yes, it was negative. But I said, it's okay, it's just too early to tell. So in Taurus, I was getting a little bit sick, like from the kids in the daycare, October, November, and I started getting wisdom teeth pain. So I said, well, I'm gonna have to take them out. And I had to get 3 of them taken out. And I got them taken out on December 15th, and I had Novocaine, laughing gas, IV sedation. I was taking Vicodin and ibuprofen 600 or 800 every 4 hours from after my surgery until almost a week later, because the pain was really bad. But I just kept saying, it's all right, baby's gonna be fine, even though I still didn't have physical proof. I said, God just wants to get His glory through the situation. And I didn't take any tests in December. I said, let me just let God do what He wants to do. Let me stop trying to figure everything out. And the week of December 17th, I had told Art that I had a very strong feeling the next time I take a test, it was going to be positive. I'm sorry, I left something out from the summertime. I was supposed to go to a fertility doctor. Well, I went to a fertility doctor. They wanted us to take certain tests. And there's nothing wrong if you take these tests, but for me personally, I said that I didn't want to take them because I knew I was already going to have kids, multiple. So I said, I know me and I know my mind and I know that I'm human. So if they were going to tell me, well, you can't have kids because of X, Y, and Z, or it's going to be difficult for X, Y, and Z, I already knew God was going to heal me. So that's why I chose to forego that process. But fast forward back to December, we had also been down in our daycare from our max of 6 kids to 4. And 2 kids not in our daycare is a big loss of income for the months of October, November, December, but we still chose to trust God and believe Him, and everything was fine during those months. Now, we had prayed to God because we had been advertising for certain things to happen for the next enrollment children that we had enrolled. And the same way that we asked Him is how He happened to do it. So that day, December 22nd, it was a Friday. That morning is when we had our last 2 kids, which was a set of twins. That enrolled in our program. We went to my checkup for my wisdom teeth, and then I had praise dance practice with Aubrey and Ayana. And when we came home, I told Art that I was going to wrap his presents, but I went to go take pregnancy tests. And I went to the bathroom, and I've taken these tests a lot of times. So usually what happens is, you do the test, and the first, it's like the test line, so if you're pregnant, that one will light up, but that one never did for me. And the control line, that one always lit up. So I took the test, and the first test lights up within seconds. So I was like, oh, this never happened before. So I'm like, okay, that means I'm pregnant. So I'm like, okay, let me take the second test, because we have 3, I couldn't find the third one. Let me take the second test. And it showed up within seconds that I was pregnant. So I was like, all right, thank you, God, thank you, God. Let me try to compose myself so I can go and tell Art. So, yes, I'm pregnant. She will be here at the end of the summer. But what I want to tell everyone is you don't have to be going through the exact same situation that I went through. When somebody gives a testimony, you don't have to say, oh, the only way I can relate to it is if I had that same issue. No, you have to understand the process and the journey that God took them through and relate that to whatever situation. Like, God has spoken to a lot of you here, each and every one of you. You know what God has told you. You know what He said is going to happen. So don't look at the negatives. Don't look at the, oh, God told me I'm going to get a house, but they won't give me a loan, or I don't have the down payment. It don't matter. Because God is a big God and He can make anything happen. So you have to trust Him even through all of that. If God said it's going to happen, it is. God's not man to lie nor son of man to take back what He said. So if He said it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You just have to trust Him. We make the process so much longer than what it has to be. That's what I did. But we're doing it's okay, but trust Him. And sometimes we feel like God should just bless us because He's God and He can do it and because He can. But no, like people that have children or nieces, nephews, you don't just give your kids stuff just because you have the means to. You make them work for it, right? So with God, you have to work for it. I chose to give up drinking because that's what I wanted to do to show Him I was serious, and I chose to give my gift back to Him. You know what it is that you had to give to God. You have to do something, even if it's just praying more, reading the Bible more. We need to stop sitting down and just expecting God to bless us. And another thing I want to say is, don't be selfish with your process and your journey. I know I'm crazy, and I told God that I want Him to use me, even though it's going to be hard, so that whatever I go through, it can bless somebody else. And I want to share that with everybody in the whole wide world. When you're going through something, we're always trying to get people to come to church, right? Oh, God is mighty, and when we're in a good situation, oh, God's so good, oh, He's so awesome. But the second we're going through a hard time, we start, oh, God, oh, why me? And we blast it on Facebook, oh, I have this issue, and I don't know what's going to happen. Hello? People are watching you. Yes. Non-believers and even believers are watching you. Why would they want to serve the God that you claim is good in a good situation? But the time that you go through a hard time, you have to get up and forget who God is. Yes. Did you not know that He took you out of a situation before? When Art and I were before we had the date, we were unemployed for 6 months. Our rent was more than what money we were bringing in. He did it somehow. I don't know how He did it, but God did it. But in that situation, it was when my relationship with God was getting stronger. Yes, I worried and I cried and I was like, God, what's going to happen? But that situation helped me for all my future situations. So whether this situation that you're in right now is your now situation that's going to help you for your future, or you need to bring back to remembrance all the situations that God took you out of. And He did it before, He's going to do it again. But it's up to you to decide, am I going to trust God? Am I going to trust God? Am I going to believe Him? So don't be selfish with your journey. If you just take one thing from what I said, trust God. If He said it, it will be. Put in some work. Don't live on your bottom and just expect it to happen. And be a testimony unto others. I know it's a cliche. What you're going through is a testimony for others, and I tell this to people all the time, but it is, because it's somebody else that's going through that situation. Your situation is not only for you. Yes. And that's it. But I just have a disclaimer. We're not publicizing this on social media when we're done with the fast. We have not told Gabriel yet, so if you see him with his mom, or if you just see him here, don't say anything to him, please. And amen. Amen.